So we're going to talk about a company we haven't talked a lot about this year, but talk about, information, data, RAG, architecture, Pat, automations. The team was at OpenText World. We didn't make it. We would have loved to have. It was just unfortunately scheduling impossibility, but we wanted to put some thoughts out there on what we thought was a productive event.
Yeah, but yeah, we went there last year, and everything the team told us, the event was great. So just a little bit about OpenText, right? They're all about information, enterprise information, and they've been doing this since literally 1991. There's been a lot of acquisitions, there's been divestitures, but literally, they did content management. They created that whole category back in the 90s. So it was pretty cool. As you'd expect, which, by the way, I appreciate, which is here is our strategy. Okay. A lot of the times you think, oh, everybody knows our strategy. Maybe not. And essentially, this is, and I love layer cakes because I'm a visual learner, but essentially knowledge management, experience cloud, business network, digital infrastructure, security cloud, and developer cloud that sits off of Aviators, which is a combination of agents and generative AI capabilities, sitting on one of my favorite things is a multi-cloud, an open multi-AI cloud, which, Dan, there's multiple ways you can consume OpenText capabilities. You can do it on the public cloud. You can do it on the sovereign cloud. You can do it on-prem. You can pretty much do it everywhere. It's super unique because typically you'll have people that you can only run this software on-prem, or you can only run it in the public cloud, and they scale. They absolutely scale the gamut. So a couple standouts for me was Titanium X, and literally how this is version 24.4 Clouds Edition OpenText platform, gives you access to 15 of these Aviator agents, as I talked about. But the cool part is they have been building this roadmap of multiple agents, starting on in 24.3 when they had 27 agents, all the way forecasted in 25.3 with 100 plus agents. And these are the type of agents that you would expect that if it's sitting on a base of enterprise information, Dan, we always talk about the future of having this big, huge database and the ability to put agents around it and hit it. This is exactly what this capability provides, and it does it across the multi-cloud. So, and I think the final thing I'll say is multi-cloud. I talked about physically where this is sitting, but also being able to tap into enterprise applications from SAP, ServiceNow, Salesforce, and Microsoft, and also plugging into Oracle database. So pretty cool demos. I saw a few videos of those, basically agents at work, whether it was a CSR, an information worker. It's pretty cool. It's interesting. The company doesn't talk a lot throughout the year, but they completely blow it out at their event.
Yeah, I mean, this is an information company, and there's a pretty substantial argument to be made that playing in this space right now and making your information accessible. Pat, we talked about sort of enterprise search and the importance of being able to essentially access your data, utilize it, use generative tools on top of it to summarize, to create presentations. And of course, doing this all safely and securely. You got to wear shades, dude. And so, you hit the big announcements on the head, but look, they're building quote unquote AI knowledge workers. I think that's pretty cool. They're doing it. They kind of call it aviators because, we like to stay away from pilots for whatever reason in AI. But, the idea is kind of these pre-canned industry or use case specific that can act as agent. This is kind of probably the most pragmatic way to think about the evolution of agent or of assistant to agent. An assistant is someone that kind of helps you with whatever you need and uses all the available information to get you there. The agent tends to be very domain specific. It's able to do a specific task completion and understands kind of the puts and takes, the handoffs. And so the agents are like, hey, I'm your financial analysis agent. I'm the one that's going to be able to basically go in, take your request, navigate across a number of different tools, and come back to you with the report. And then I can give you a recommended set of actions and then actually hand this off to a different agent that maybe specializes in talent acquisition. And they can go out and find and source personnel for a certain role that you might be looking to fill, et cetera. So this is really interesting, Pat. I mean, I think doing it across the different clouds, making it accessible to, hey, we're going to ingest all your data, work across all the different clouds. And I thought it was pretty cool that they're integrating with Copilot. I think that Microsoft Copilot, so the Aviators and the Copilots are going to work together to make sure that companies are flying through their generative AI ambitions seamlessly. So it's pretty cool stuff. I got to put a little more time and kind of get my hands on some of this to see, how well it works. But the idea of kind of ingesting all your enterprise data and putting it to work hasn't actually gone as far in a year as I would have thought. And this is probably the big opportunity as I see it for a company like OpenText.